Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to South Boston Speedway.
We're about to take flight. I'm glad y'all is present for this fabulous night. We're about to take flight.
Drivers, start your engines. It's time to turn and burn. The track is alive in 2025. It means more at South Boston Speedway. A short track Saturday night, no better way than to spend it at South Boston Speedway. Hello again, race fans. I'm Kyle Haney with my tag team partner, Scott Shive. Scott, we come up in the middle, or the beginning rather, of Southside Disposal Pure Stock qualifying here at South Boston Speedway on Sentara Health Race Night.
We had some extra speedy dry get laid down, so a little bit taking time to get us to this qualifying point. But we're here. We're here now at South Boston Speedway as the sun begins to set. Jay Hemingway out there, top of the boards right now for him with an 18.37. So a new driver out here in a different looking car. We normally see that Nissan, a lot of that body out there with our Pure Stock division. And also, we got Bruce Mayo back for the first time this season.
Bruce is back. He is a seasoned campaigner in the Southside Disposal Pure Stock division. His last win was in 2019. He's got 4 of those total, but he really a driver that we're so glad to have back, and his daughter might be running that car in the future, but he was telling the rest of the guys in the division, I want to shake it down. I want to make sure everything is right with the car. Last time we saw Bruce Mayo actually took a hard hit and the hood flew off. I'm not sure if it was that same car or not, Scott. I'd have to go back into the archives and review, but some good times up there. Jarrett Milam was in that first group as well. It is group qualifying here at South Boston Speedway. How about the new name, Jay Hemingway?
Yes.
He's a mystery man. We got to find out more.
Well, and then Jarrett Milam, you know, that's normally Kendall Milam's car. It had a wreck last time we were able to see it. Jarrett said they really wanted to shake down that car. They haven't quite figured out what's wrong with it. Another driver on track is the 76 of Andrew Turner, who finished second at Orange County last weekend, racing with BJ Reeves, who won that race. And he's really been trying to find that same speed here at South Boston. He's really been right outside the top 5, right inside the top 5 all season long. A lot of 6th places, a few top 5s he's broken into. But here today, he's really trying to continue to find that here in qualifying.
Couple P4s this year for Andrew Turner. That was the same as his best from last year. 4th place twice. Yes, also in this group. And Andrew Turner, by the way, has gone to the top of the table there, at least for the moment. Great to have Jarrett Johnson back in the mix. Jarrett Johnson is a guy who started this season, had some issues with the car, made some repairs, then had issues again. Sounds like a typical short track kind of deal there, right, Scott? I mean, you get banged around. Uh-oh, we got a spinner now. And that will be the number 29 of Colby Poole. He had some trouble between turns 1 and 2. So Colby Poole is off the racetrack at the moment. He did get to lay down a time. It would be 3rd best right now, but we haven't seen the faster cars hit the stopwatch just yet here. They typically do go out slowest to fastest based on practice times here in qualifying. That can be adjusted every now and then, but that's typically the setup. So the cars that qualify later should be the faster cars, Scott. But that's why it's always a great story when somebody can go out and do a qualifying run early and have the time hold up. That's when it gets exciting.
Well, and we'll have to look for that for Andrew Turner in that 76. Is riding a high mile of confidence after that race at Orange County. And we got Zach Reeves here, who's been also high riding some confidence after that win a couple of races ago. It was really a kind of a redemption story from the beginning of the season, winning near the opening of the season, having a big wreck in qualifying, really knocked them out of contention for quite a while, and him and his brother have been working to get that back. Another good story, the 63 of Dylan Davis, running 2nd in points right now. He's had a really consistent year in that number 63. This year he's got 1 win, 9 top 5s, and 10 top 10s in all 10 of his starts, and he's led 23 laps. So it's been a great year for Dylan Davis as compared to the year prior.
Yeah, he was a Pure Stock Rookie of the Year last year, but you're right. I think even more consistency this year for Dylan Davis, and he got the win as well. It's always nice to get that first win. It's been tougher to get the next one, but that could be right around the corner for the 63 of Dylan Davis. He was in high spirits earlier this morning. And we're glad you're checking us out on Facebook, YouTube, and X, our social media broadcast. We're going to get the Flow Racing broadcast started here in just a bit. We were a little late getting on, but we wanted to come talk to you on the socials here and mass communicate, Scott.
Got to make sure everybody knows. And hey, if you're within the Halifax County area and you're watching along right now, there's still time to get to the racetrack. There is time. Head out this way. We've got, I think, 17 late models here tonight, over 15 Budweiser Limited Sportsmans, and we got some excellent. We got a little special deal for everybody. We got the Southern Ground Pounders back for the second time this season. We've also got Scott Phillips going to the top of the times with an 18.021. That car has been through the ringer in the past couple of races, and look at it, top of the boards.
Well, we were talking about guys like Dylan Davis and Zach Reeves. You know, you go through up and down throughout the season. But Scott Phillips, he has really been through a meat grinder. His car's been torn up multiple times. But Scott Phillips right now is the quick time. And here comes two really fast drivers and cars. That would be the 11 of B.J. Reeves, also known as Scary Barry Mean Dean Reeves, and Johnny Lane. Here's Johnny. He made his comeback in a big way. He has raced with us twice in 2025. He's got a second and a first. Johnny Lane got his 31st victory of his career 2 weeks ago.
Johnny, I talked to him when he'd come back and got that second place. He had said to me that day earlier, he said, it really takes time to get back into the swing of it because all these other drivers that have been here all season have had time to tune on their cars, work on the setup, and continue to improve. And Johnny said, I think it's going to take me some time. Well, it took him a race and one more to get the win. It took him one race to dial it in a second and the other to dial it into the win. And B.J. Reeves, because of that, said he had to make a lot of changes.
BJ said, yeah, it was so great hearing from BJ, as always, before the races. He's one of the most talkative drivers, but he gives us great information. He said, look, I can't, coming in second's cool, but I don't want to do that every time. I got to beat Johnny, so I'm going to make a change. It might not work out, might not pay off, but I've got to do something because I don't want to just continue to run behind Johnny Lane.
I believe the quote was, I'd rather finish fifth and go to bed knowing I was trying something different than finish second having run the exact same thing.
There you go. That's a great one right there. Talk about Johnny Lane real quick and his dominance. He's won 1 of 2 this year that he's raced in. He won 5 of 7 last season, Scott. And in 2023, he won 8 times in a dozen races. So it's 14 of his last 21 that he's gotten a victory in. 14 wins in his last 21 starts. Talking about Johnny Lane. If you join us for our Flow Racing broadcast, you will definitely hear that stat again when the Southside Disposal Pure Stocks go out there. But right now, Scott Phillips' time is holding strong at the top of the board. Congratulations to Scott Phillips. Looks like he is going to be your small town design pole award winner. And another good qualifying run from Zach Reeves. He'll be on the front row beside Scott Phillips there. This is a pretty intriguing little qualifying session. We talked about B.J. Reeves.
Well, we talked about the two that had a ton of damage and through the meat grinder. Well, they're up on the front row, and the two that have had almost relatively no problems this season, they're in the second row.
There you go. That's racing.
Hey, the second pole for Scott Phillips this season.
Congratulations to Scott Phillips. Everybody's got to go through the tech shed and get the once-over. It's not quite official yet. The ink is not dry, but looks like a small-town design pole award for Scott Phillips. Congratulations. We do think it's going to be Landon Milam starting up front in the Dollar General Hornets division. They do their qualifying during our practice session. But another pole for Landon Milam. That's going to be impressive. Jason DiCarlo had the second fastest time, but because of the handicapping in the Hornets division, that'll send DiCarlo to the rear. But obviously, the Mazda 3 has got some serious speed again for Jason DiCarlo, who has won 4 times this season. And we'll transition the dialogue over to the Budweiser Limited Sportsman as they come out and get set to take time. It'll be race number 12 this season coming up for the Budweiser Limited Sportsman. 50 laps for them tonight. And, of course, one more left after tonight on Halifax County Farm Bureau Championship night. That'll be happening in a couple weeks. And we hope you make your plans to join us here at South Boston Speedway as we get a shot on our social media broadcast of Scott Phillips unbuckling, coming out of the red and yellow number 1 with a thumbs up. Great drive there from Scott Phillips.
It's a good-looking paint scheme.
Yeah, is that new? Is that a new paint scheme? I'm contractually obligated to work that joke in every so often.
I think we have by this point.
Yeah, I think we fulfilled the contract. Yeah.
I never still got my money. I'm kidding. That was a joke.
No. We did. We had a bet. Fair is fair. I'll pay you at some point.
Maybe next season we'll see about who shows up with a new paint scheme.
True.
And maybe we'll guess for each division.
Yeah, you can get me on an installment plan for that for that bet there. All right, here we go. Justin Towler on track right now and under the gun here in the Budweiser Limited Sportsman qualifying. They are vying for the Anderson Turf Management Limited Sportsman Pole Award. We'll say hello to the Anderson Turf Management crew. We've got a bunch of them in Suite 2 beside us. The Bruce Anderson gang will send an early shout out and hi to the Sentara Health crew that is here. We'll be hearing more about them and from them. And we've got some folks from Dollar General already having fun in Suite 4, our Turn 1 VIP suite. Let's see who else is out there. Scott, looks like Bev Paraguay in the number 5 on track, taking time as well.
Yeah, Bev Paraguay having a really solid season, running 7th right now, and is 2 points behind Justin Dawson, who runs in 6th, and 2 points ahead of the 3 of Nathan Cruz. So a really tight battle here in the Budweiser Limited Sportsman Division, all the way from 6th to 8th. Just 4 points separate all those drivers, and Bev Paraguay is the sandwich in the middle.
And I want to talk about
the meat and the sandwich.
I like that. No, well, this is why we do this little warm-up here, so we can get those kinks out of our system. Maybe we can get them all out one time.
Please.
But this is one thing we're going to be talking about a lot tonight, that points battle, and not just for a championship, because you and I discussed finishing 4th is better than 5th. 5th better than 6th, so on and so forth. And I mean that from a couple ways. Psychologically, confidence-wise, yes, but also money-wise, too. Don't forget about our bonuses this year, thanks to Hitachi Energy and Empower Broadband.
Well, and you mentioned that battle, the battling for points right now. Trace Daniel in the 2, another one of those drivers right now battling with the 01 of Jared Dawson. Just 3 points separate them in the battle for 4th in the overall championship standings. Trace Daniel has had an excellent rookie year with a best finish of 2nd place, just coming back a couple of races ago. They've had some problems in that number 2. They also had Eric Winslow jump in that car yesterday and try to diagnose some of the problems. Trace's dad was talking to me today, and he was like, Trace is young. He doesn't exactly fully know how to tell us what is wrong with the car, what needs to be improved. And so they had Eric Winslow come jump in that car, and Eric was having to say it was really tight. Most of this season, it's been tight, and so they've been trying to free it up. So expect Trace Daniel to have something new tonight. I know I've said it in the past couple races, but they've been working hard.
I agree, and that's such an important part of racing that I think maybe some folks don't understand until you get in a little deeper. That feel is so important. Some drivers are better than others about, they feel something and they say, yeah, it's X, Y, Z. We need to change this. We need wedge. We need whatever. We need air pressure, etc. All the other different combinations it could be, right? And like you said, Trace Daniel is younger. He's learning those things. Honestly, it would be cool if you could build a full-bodied stock car, late model kind of a stock car that had a passenger seat.
Yes.
And then you could have 2 drivers in there, and they could share information about hey, do you feel that? Do you feel?
Oh yeah.
Do you feel that on exit? Do you feel it trying? Those kinds of things. Now you can do some of that on the radio, of course, but again, you have to be in the car and feel it with your hands and your feet and those kinds of things.
There's our ticker. We were wondering where it was going to be, and it was waiting on popping up for us right now. Jared Dawson at the top of the boards in the 01 with a 15.789. Right behind is the 62 of Ross Montcastle. He's made a couple starts this season in the number 62. This is his 3rd start of the season. He's got 1 top 10 in those starts. And here's the 88 of Justin Dawson, who we said was leading in 6th place of that tight battle.
Yeah, he was 6th in points last year, in fact, for Justin Dawson. So that's another one. If you can finish 1 slot better than you did last season, it can give you some confidence. There's still so much to drive for. You're getting a look at Cameron Goebel as well. Talk about ups and downs, topsy-turvy. Cameron Goebel has been trying to do double duty, both in a Dollar General Hornet and then also in the Limited Sportsman. He's finding out just how tough that is. He's finding out why it's pretty rare to see drivers do double duty and work multiple divisions here at South Boston Speedway. But Goebel's not short on talent. If anybody can do it, he can. He's looking for a better result here tonight in the Limited Sportsman race.
Well, Goebel, he's been in the top 5 in his last 2 starts, and that's the first time in this division because he is a rookie. So really, he was outside of the top 10 for his first few starts and really had some trouble. And that was at the time he was trying to balance the Hornet. And we were thinking that that might have been distracting him, the difference of those cars, trying to hop in, change your mindset, change your driving line. And once he's really gone full out in this Budweiser Limited Sportsman division, he has had significant improvement.
Yeah, and if folks don't know, our Dollar General Hornets are front-wheel drive only. Completely different driving style. When you get in trouble in the Hornet, in the entry and exit, you really don't want to lift. You really want to stay on the gas. So that's a little bit opposite of, say, jumping in a Limited Sportsman, just in addition to how much more power the Limited Sportsman is going to have as well. Here comes the number 1 of Shelby Stanley, a driver from Southwest Virginia that has been becoming a regular here at South Boston Speedway. Scott, I think now at this point we can pretty much call her a regular. She hasn't missed a race in a while.
No, she has not, and glad to say so. They've really had some trouble. They've had some bad luck. They've got the bodywork torn off that car. They have really been through the ringer, like we say about a lot of drivers. And I talked to her today, and I get worried when I see a younger driver talking about that, about going through those incidents, because you can think they can say, oh, it's not working. And Shelby, they have buckled down, and they've said, we want to compete here. We've seen the competition. They want to be here.
More on Shelby Stanley and the rest of our drivers in just a moment. We got to step aside for a short pause. It's Sentara Health Race Night at South Boston Speedway. Gentlemen, welcome to South Boston Speedway.
No rappers, you see them flashing lights. We about to take flight. I'm glad y'all is present for this fabulous night. We about to take flight.
Drivers, start your engines.
It's time to turn and burn. The track is alive in 2025. It means more at South Boston Speedway. South Boston Speedway and Flow Racing proud to present Sentara Health Race Night from South Boston Speedway. We do welcome in our Flow Racing audience. Hello again, racing lovers. My name is Kyle Haney, the man to my left, Scott Shive. Scott, we are in the middle of qualifying, and this is our Budweiser Limited Sportsman Division. You know, best laid plans, always blah, 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 whatever the saying is. We've had another night where our schedule's been slightly adjusted, but we're going to get all our racing in, and we're getting it in right now with qualifying. We've got some drivers that are absolutely getting it in.
They are, and I was about to, talk about things moving around. I was about to pull you with a great stat that first through fifth were 2/200ths of a second between each other in qualifying. Then Zach Paraguay went and beat him out by all 6/100ths of a second. He is at the top of the boards, and I don't believe there. We have one or two Budweiser Limited Sportsmans left to run. It looks like Atlee Weiss and Bryant Runstrom Jr. So at least Atlee Weiss hasn't run yet, but Tyler Garrettson, he started on pole a couple of races ago by his practice time after qualifying got rained out. But even if he gets knocked down to fourth when these two others go, this is another great qualifying run for Tyler Garrettson.
Great step for Tyler Garrettson in that 99. He's got a P3 that came back on July 26th. And Zach Paraguay, well, we've been talking about him all season long, and we get to talk about some new drivers in this division. We'll have some relatively new faces in our late model division to talk about. This is going to be a really, really good night here on Sentara Health late model, or Sentara Health race night. Excuse me, it is the Sentara Health late model division. We're still wrapping up Budweiser Limited Sportsman qualifying right now. Atlee Weiss on the right of your screen there. And, you mentioned how close and competitive the cars in this division and all of our divisions are. It really has been one of our big storylines this season. Competition is fierce at South Boston Speedway in 2025.
It really is, and these two drivers, they've come over. Brian Runstrom, he ran a few races with us last year, but he ran his first race of the season 2 weeks ago, and he finished third. It was a really, really good race for the 88 car. Trying to repeat that here this evening. Not the greatest in qualifying right now. Still trying to find some speed, trying to find the pick-me-up. And Atlee Weiss out here in the 78, a Langley regular in their limited late model division. But over here in the limited sportsman division at South Boston Speedway, this car was recently wrecked.
Well, one thing I want to not forget about, Atlee Weiss is a race winner.
Yes, he is. He's
South
1 for
Boston
2.
Speedway. That's exactly right. And back to how competitive this division and all our divisions have been. 8 different winners in the Budweiser Limited Sportsman this year. Eric Winslow 2 weeks ago became our 8th different driver to get a checkered flag in the Limited Sportsman division. And that just tells you just how deep the fields are, how much talent there is, and how tough it is to win at South Boston Speedway. At the moment, it looks like Zach Paraguay is going to be your Anderson Turf Management Limited Sportsman Pole Award winner. I think his time is still holding strong up top there for the Budweiser Limited Sportsman. Tyler Garrettson going to join him on the front row with a fantastic qualifying effort. Atlee Weiss will end up around 7th. Shout out and props to Corey Dunn, 3rd quick. Gennaro Palumbo.
Yes.
Nice time there for young Gennaro Palumbo coming in 4th fastest.
Well, and he told me this is his last race of the season. He's going to be busy on our last race weekend. Going to take some time in the offseason and continue to work on that car and prepare it back for next season. But Zach Paraguay at the top of the boards with a 15.609 and unofficially his 5th pole of the season.
So impressive. From Zach, back-to-back Zach. He has 2 race wins this season. They came in back-to-back fashion, and his career has really just been building and building. And remember, it was 49 starts without a win for Zach Paraguay, but he's got a couple W's now, and he'll be trying to pick up another one tonight as we get our Sentara Health late models staged. The end of our front stretch pit wall there. We're getting a good crowd that is filing in for Sentara Health race night. We're glad to see you and talk to you on our Flow Racing broadcast. All the information that you need to know is available online at southbostonspeedway.com. I know we've mentioned the Southern Ground Pounders maybe once or twice so far, Scott, but man, they always put on a great show. And while we have a little minute here, they're going to have a really good field out there. They've got a great sound as well with those ground pounders.
They do.
They sound different. And it's a time machine thing, too, because you watch them and you can imagine, oh, yeah, this is like racing back in the day. It's really cool. and they're going to start us off tonight. So that's a nice little feather in their cap as well. They get to kick things off.
When we get the green flag, it'll be the roar of their when we get the command, it'll be the roar of their engines, and the green flag. We'll hear the roar for the second time this evening. It's Sentara Health late model qualifying on Sentara Health race night, and they're going out for the Anderson Outdoor Solutions late model pole award, $200 to that pole sitter, whoever wins, and all these drivers trying to pick up an extra little cash for after the weekend.
Cash is king. A little extra never hurt anybody, and that's what our loyalty bonuses are all about this year. And we'll say it once again, and we'll say it a couple times tonight, but those loyalty bonuses, thanks to Hitachi Energy and Empower Broadband, 2-year deal. We've got 2 years of that, at least, maybe more, but at least next year. So if you're a driver or a team thinking about somewhere to race, maybe you should think about South Boston Speedway.
$20,000 to the champion of the Sentara Health late model division. It's looking like it could be Peyton Sellers right now, but Trevor Ward, Landon Pimbleton, do not count them out. They'll have their qualifying runs to come soon. Jason Myers in the 17, he's back after a couple of race weekends off. Currently at the top of the boards of the first 3 to go with a 15.487.
Great to see Jason Myers back. Had some great banter with his team. His dad, Billy, a 3-time track champion here at South Boston Speedway in the limited sportsman division. And Jason takes a back seat to nobody. Raymond Pittman is also back as well. We saw him in this early group back in his own car.
Yes.
He did have the loaner ride from the Sellers race team, and Raymond was so grateful and thankful just to be able to get behind the wheel and run that while his car was still getting repaired. But the 50 is back for Raymond Pittman III. We also had Jessica Can take time in this first group. It is group qualifying here at South Boston Speedway.
That's a good improvement for Myers. In practice, he was running in the 15.8s, got it down to a 15.1, so improved by 0.3 in that qualifying run. He said that this car, it's the same one that ran the 200. It said it's the fastest car he's ever driven. He's really hoping for a top 5 tonight. He said he knows it's ambitious, but he's really going to be trying for it this evening.
I love that from Jason Myers, because you got to have lofty goals, right? If your goals aren't challenging, well, what's the point then, right? So, yeah, I like that. Have the ambitious goal of getting in the top 5. Myers is a guy that could do it. Trey Williams right now is putting down some hot laps, and so is Toby Lane.
Whoa,
Toby
good
Lane
time.
jumped up there. He's at the top of the charts right now, and watch out for Mason Bailey. Mason Bailey is a driver who made a start in the Thunder Road Harley-Davidson 200. And talk about qualifying efforts, Scott. Mason Bailey, what started on the second row in the 200 this year?
Fourth in the 200. The race didn't go how we wanted, got caught in that stack up in turn 1 that we saw midway through the race on the 200 lapper from June 28th, the 4th of July race, the Thunder Road Harley-Davidson 200. But he's having another good run here tonight. As of now, he's got some time, but he is at the top of the boards with a 15.289. That's a good time. Toby Lane putting in another one, a 15.339. I talked to Toby, and even though he's having one of the best seasons he's ever had, he still said they're really trying to figure out this new car after the wreck that came on May 24th.
Yeah, I think we sometimes as race fans underestimate how much there is to learn about a new car, and Toby Lane has talked about that. It just takes time. It just takes time. More on Mason Bailey in a little bit, because I'm glad he is with us. We'll see if this time holds up as the next group hits the track here at South Boston Speedway. 0.4 of a mile oval. And we'll tell you more about the track facts and the configuration and more history as the night goes on. Dustin Storm is out here again with us. The man from Maryland has been racing quite a bit at South Boston Speedway this year. We'll have Bruce Anderson in this group, and we've got young TJ DeCare in this group from Lando Lakes, Florida. TJ DeCare bringing the Sunshine State up here to the Commonwealth of Virginia. Well, you know, it's fun. I mean,
it is fun. What a name.
South Boston's a great name for a town. I don't know, have we ever dipped into the history on that?
No,
Scott,
which we should at some point. Hey, you know, I've also driven through Brosville, Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I drove through and I told my brothers back home, I said, I don't see you. You're not here. Everybody said in the town said they didn't know you.
Right.
Are you a real bro?
Well, and I think their preferred pronunciation is Brosville, actually. But it's
sorry, it's Brosville now.
Right.
I'm going to become the mayor and change that.
Right. You should say, look, it's not a crime, but you should pronounce it this way from now on. There's the number 9 of Bruce Anderson. And Bruce, a 2-time winner in this late model division. He's also one of the winningest, I think that's a word, winningest drivers in the limited sportsman division. Bruce Anderson in his career, 27 limited wins. Wow. He is a wheel man, and he is back out here with us tonight. We'll say more about Bruce Anderson in a bit, because with this group qualifying, you can't really get stuck on any one driver too long.
No, you can't. Because I was going to talk about TJ DeCare at the top of the board with a 15.248. Mason Bailey up there in second, and Bruce Anderson up in third with a 15.308. And I think we've got his friends joining us in suite number 2. Bruce Anderson third on the charts right now, guys. Really impressive from him. We got more drivers out there. Andrew Grady, the 55 of Mark Wirtz, who had a really impressive run 2 weeks ago in his first start since March. Got a third place in that first twin race.
I got to talk about Mark Wirtz. he started 5th in that race, dropped to 8th, finishes P3. I counted it up. I went back and watched 5 green flag passes in that race, which, again, that happens, but you only got 75 laps to do it in a race like that.
And it's tough. When we have the 2 grooves that run, we saw that Mark Wirtz could really handle the bottom like nobody else. And I know that he looked at that and said, okay, we got to continue that, but the qualifying speed is going to determine a lot of that. He's up in third right now. He's probably going to need a little bit of better time than a 2.61. He's going to pull off. Maybe that might hold up, but he's going to have a good starting position.
Jacob Borst with a hot lap here in this group. He is currently fastest on track in the Sentara Health late models. Yeah, so for Mark Wirtz, it only looks like a +2 on the margin. He started 5th, finishes 3rd. But when you throw in that fact with the 5 green flag lap passes, I love it so much, because a lot of times you'll make moves when there's a caution, Scott. You know this. There's a wreck in front of you. 3 people get collected in it. Well, you moved up 3 spots because of that. Mark Wirtz was passing people under green flag conditions.
Well, and look at this for our qualifying. Jacob Borst all the way down to 5th. Mason Bailey, 4/100ths of a second between them. We talk about the closeness of the Sentara Health late model division. It comes in qualifying and it comes in the race. Ryan Millington back to race with us once again. Raced with us in the Thunder Road Harley-Davidson 200 and had a bit of a good night.
He really did. It was his second 200 start in his career. Ryan Millington from Statesville, North Carolina. 50-plus Cars Tour starts. Got a couple wins on the Cars Tour. And I want to go back to the fall Cars Tour race here at South Boston Speedway. He was the pole sitter in that race. So I think that tells you, yes, there's a different rules package there, but he understands this racetrack. He understands speed at South Boston Speedway. Do not be surprised to see Millington right there to the top of the list. And when you're edging out names like Trevor Ward and Jacob Borst, although Ward did move up to 2nd on that lap.
Oh, by just 1/1000th of a second out of the pole position. They're the first 2 drivers to hit into the 1/10th of a second marks, the 15.1s. And Trevor Ward just out of it by 1/1000th of a second below the 15 of Ryan Millington. They both pull off. The 0 of Landon Pimbleton was out there as well. He goes into 3rd, just 1/1000th in front of Jacob Borst. We continue to talk about the closeness of this division.
It's not even the blink of an eye that separates these cars. Incredible stuff there. A little bit of a new look from Landon Pimbleton. More on that in just a moment. But once again, with the group qualifying, you just get to meet and greet new cars and different drivers, and it's a lot of fun. You'll get to see the Superman Blake Stallings, number 77, in this group to take time. You'll get to see Peyton Sellers in his number 26 taking time, and you'll get to see Thomas Scott back in the mix. And if he's qualifying at the tail end of the group, that means he had extreme speed in practice. Let's see if Thomas Scott can maybe do a little David versus Goliath here tonight and take away a win from some of these heavy hitters like Millington and Ward and Sellers and Pembleton.
Yeah, Thomas Scott looking for his 3rd top 10 of the season. He's started with us a couple of times this season and marking 4 starts this year. He's yet to score a top 5, but he did look quite speedy in practice, was running in the lower 0.3 of a second marks in the 15-second brackets. And right now, looking on the timing chart, he's up into 11th. He's in that 0.3 of a second bracket, but he's going to need more than that here in this close qualifying group. Peyton Sellers out there in the number 26, got a pole 2 weeks ago, and trying to get another one.
Let's see if he can get it right here. Peyton Sellers across the start-finish line.
It'd be his 6th, by the way.
Yeah, no movement that time, though.
Oh, there we go.
3rd right now. And he is done. He's going to pull it into pit road. One more lap for Blake Stallings, no improvement from Blake Stallings, so it looks like Ryan Millington is going to be your Anderson Outdoor Solutions late model stock car pole award winner. Congratulations to Ryan Millington. Exciting stuff right there. And wow, what a stacked field in the Sentara Health late model division. Scott Shive is going to take off downstairs for our pre-race ceremonies. We've got some special things planned here for pre-race, something extra at South Boston Speedway, and we will get to meet and greet those pole winners as well and get ready for a thrilling night of racing. Sentara Health Race Night, 6 races, 270 green flag laps, and it's all coming your way next on Flow Racing.
Hey, I'm Blake Stallings, driver number 77, late model stock car. You're watching Sobo on Play.
Sobo on Flow, always the place to be on a Saturday night. 68 years of incredible racing at South Boston Speedway. It gets better and better every single season, and we are going to have a ball on Sentara Health Race Night. Hello again, fans. My name is Kyle Haney. Scott Shive is downstairs getting ready for the particulars of our pre-race ceremony, but wow, what a qualifying here. Scott's going to get to talk to our pole winners. We have got some great storylines. We have had exciting storylines all season long. And as the season comes to a close, it feels like that tension and that drama starts to build even more. Championships decided, races to be won. Sentara Health Race Night is our penultimate, just a fun way of saying next to last, but the penultimate racing evening of the season here at South Boston Speedway. Of course, we've got some other big things going on. The schedule is available at southbostonspeedway.com. But for our 4 regular divisions, just one more evening of racing remains after tonight. That's in 2 weeks. Halifax County Farm Bureau Championship Night will be the first Saturday of September. So there is a lot at stake tonight. You can't necessarily win a championship tonight, but you can come close and you can almost seal the deal mathematically. We will be talking more about that. We'll be talking about our Hitachi Energy and Empower Broadband loyalty bonuses. With the extra chips in the pot, it pays to have a higher finish. Even if you can't win your division, you're going to get more of those bonuses the better you finish. So second would be better than third, third better than fourth, so on and so forth. A lot to talk about, as always. A lot of excitement on the track. And yes, our Southern Ground Pounders are here tonight. They're going to put in a fantastic show. It looks like a dozen of the Ground Pounders are going to take the Gutter Works green flag, which will be coming up shortly. Our practice was slightly delayed because of a few little mishaps, but we're basically on time here at South Boston Speedway on Sentara Health Race Night. And, you know, if you're doing the social media thing, you got to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And we would love to connect with you. And we're going to talk about how beautiful it is outside. Overcast skies, but 76 degrees. 76 degrees in late August. I mean, a lot of times we're battling heat and humidity in triple digits, but right now, a perfect evening to watch racing. And I think on that note, we're almost ready downstairs in Philip Morris Victory Lane to get those pre-race ceremonies started. We've got a good crowd here today, and we know they're watching around the world on Flow Racing, border to border, coast to coast. All the race fans are in business on Flow. We appreciate you tuning in. It'll be twins tonight for the Sentara Health late models. They are the only division that will get twins tonight. Twin 75 lappers for the late models tonight. Hornets will have 20 laps, Limited Sportsman 50. Southside Disposal Pure Stocks with 25 laps of their own. And once again, it'll be the Southern Ground Pounders Vintage Racing Club that will start things off tonight for our program. 25 laps for the Ground Pounders. They roar and rumble and they race. It's not museum pieces. Those cars are quick and these drivers want to win. Some great storylines just with those 12 drivers in our Ground Pounder division. A lot to talk about there as well. We've got the great folks from the Virginia State Police here. We've been talking about their HEAT program all season long. It's Help Eliminate Auto Theft. And you can visit heatreward.com to learn more about how to do that. Let's send it downstairs to Scott Shive in Philip Morris Victory Lane.
Tonight, it's more than just speed in Halifax County. It's survival, strategy, and points are on the line. Every lap could rewrite the title chase. Welcome to South Boston Speedway for Sentara Health Race Night. Welcome, all you race fans. We're glad you're here to join us tonight. Let's go ahead and talk with our pole sitters. Landon Milam going to sit on the pole for the Dollar General Hornets. Welcome, Landon Milam, his fourth pole of the season. Landon, it's good to see you. Fourth pole of the season. You're in a title fight right now with Jason DiCarlo. What do you have to do to go out there tonight? He's starting all the way in the back because of that handicapping. That leaves the front row all to you.
Need 20 green flag laps, and I believe we'll be all right. But the points, I ain't really worried about them no more. I just want to win the last two races, and where we end up, we end up.
Landon Milam, pole sitter, fourth of the season for the Dollar General Hornets division. He's going to go out there and try to fight for the win as DiCarlo tries to make his way from the back. Up next is the Small Town Design Pole Award winner of Scott Phillips.
Hey, thank you.
Scott, your second pole of the season. You've been through the meat grinder here recently with your car. You've hit the wall in quite a couple of places. What's it like to get that car back in contention, back enough to be good enough to sit on the pole?
Can't use that language. I'll just say aggravating. It's been a lot of ups and downs this year. New car first of the year, mechanical problems, handling problems, and then after that big crash, every time I thought I had it right, I found something else that was bent or loose. Tonight, I hope I got it all back right. It's running really good right now.
Well, it's running really good. It's looking really good to sit up front. Scott Phillips, in the Small Town Design Pole Award winner, is going to start his second pole of the season, and he's really been through it after some of the incidents, but it goes to show the improvement from Scott Phillips.
Small Town Design and Southside Disposal and South Boston Speedway for helping us out.
Big thanks to everyone here who makes everything go round here at South Boston Speedway. Up next, another pole award winner that's done it once before, but he's done it 5 times before. His fifth pole today, the Anderson Turf Management Limited Sportsman Pole Award winner, Zach Paragoy in the number 12. Zach, your fifth pole, man, and you've got back-to-back wins this year. You're leading the championship. I mean, what more could you want?
Another win would be nice, but like I said, we're in the championship hunt, so we just got to play it smart and finish the race.
Well, Zach Paraguay said it all there. Short and sweet. That's what this season has been, and it has been very sweet for the Anderson Turf Management Pole Award winner of Zach Paraguay in the number 12. He looks for a third win in 2025, and we've got a bit of a surprise pole winner. It's not a surprise that he's fast, but he's here today. We're glad he's here today for the Anderson Outdoor Solutions Late Model Pole Award. It's Ryan Millington. What's up, Ryan? You were back. You were at the Thunder Road Harley-Davidson 200, had a great run there. What made you come out today, and where have you found this speed? We know you've got it a lot, but you and your dad work hard.
Yeah, I mean, at the 200, we had motor problems. We qualified like crap, but had a very good car, and from the drop of the green, we kind of went forward, and I think we finished 4th or 5th in that one. So brought the same package here tonight with a fresh motor, and showed the speed I felt like I had at the 200. So going to go out there this first race. I'm going to take the top and hang her high, wide, and handsome and see if we can't get the first one and play that invert and see what we can do in the second one.
High, wide, and handsome. That's what Ryan Millington is going to try to get it done today in the Anderson Outdoor Solutions Late Model Pole Award for the twin races. We've got 2 Sentara Health late model races. One will go second after the Southern Ground Pounders, and one will nightcap the night here on this evening. Up next, I'm going to bring you Dr. Johnny Abbott from Halifax County Regional Hospital, and welcome with me, Dr. Johnny Abbott.
Good evening, South Boston Speedway race fans. Sentara Health and Sentara Halifax Regional Hospital are proud to sponsor this race, and we're thrilled to be here with you tonight. For more than 70 years, we've had the privilege of serving this incredible community, and we're even more excited about the future. With the brand new hospital currently under construction, our commitment to South Boston and the surrounding areas is stronger than ever. Sentara is deeply invested not just in providing healthcare services, but in supporting and uplifting the people who make this community so special. We're also joined tonight by several members of our Sentara team. I'd like to take a moment to recognize them and to thank all of our staff for their unwavering dedication and the compassionate care they provide every single day. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. While modern facilities and advanced equipment are important, it's our people who make the real difference in the lives of our patients. Thank you all for being here tonight, and enjoy the race.
Thank you, Dr. Johnny Abbott. You all know Virginia State Police Heat. Join me in welcoming Peter Lazier. And Peter, come over here, man. Y'all are right out front. Y'all are here all day. We want to hear some stuff from y'all because y'all are always active here at South Boston Speedway.
Thank you. Yeah, we were happy to bring some horsepower out here today. Welcome, race fans. We're honored to once again sponsor the series here at South Boston Speedway. And with over 12,000 cars stolen in Virginia last year, valued at over $193 million, we all need to do our part to fight auto theft. So every time you park your car, lock it and take the keys with you. And if you know someone that's stealing cars or stealing parts, you could earn up to $25,000 for that information. Go to heatreward.com to learn more. Thanks.
My sister used to leave her car unlocked. Now I kind of wish it might have been stolen so I could have gotten some of that cash. But, you know, she's out in Birmingham now. It's fine. But lock your car. Thank you, Peter. We appreciate y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as you are able as Jim Foster offers today's invocation, and remain standing as John Wilt performs our national anthem. Jim Foster.
Good evening, everyone. Let us join in prayer. Father, we thank you again for a beautiful evening here at South Boston for us to enjoy racing. We appreciate your love, your grace, and your mercy that you show us each day. Father, we're aware of our freedom tonight, and we thank you for it. We pray for the men and women serving in our military forces, that you would bless them and encourage them. Father, we pray for health for everyone here tonight, and we pray for healing, God, for anyone that is going through illness or injury, including Roger Tanner and Mr. Billy Martin. Father, we pray for comfort for several families tonight. The William Johnson family on William's passing. Justin raced here with us many years, his son. We pray for Robbie Brewer family. Robbie lost his life recently while racing at Bowman Gray. and then for Mr. Humpy Wheeler's family from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Lord, we thank you for all these teams here tonight, for all the owners represented and the sponsors represented here tonight. We pray for safety, God, for our drivers, their crews, our track staff, and support personnel, and all these great fans. God, we ask you to bless all that will take place here tonight. We'll give you all the glory and the praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Just go for it. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, John. We're not going to go to the command just yet because you saw some of the interesting things going on during practice and everything with the cars that were laying a lot of smoke down. They're going to come out of the back gates here soon. And I've got someone to introduce to y'all. I've got Todd Cooper over here. And Todd's with the Drift Association. And he's going to tell us a little bit about this event that is coming up, that why you saw that exhibition, because we're going to get an exhibition here of the drift cars. Todd, I welcome you in. Talk to these race fans about what they're about to see.
Yeah, good evening, South Boston Speedway. My name is Todd Cooper. I'm here with the drifters you'll see rolling on the track here shortly. Y'all are in for a treat. I promise you that. These guys have no limits. They've got heavy right foots. If you can't tell, that's probably them rolling down the backstretch as we speak. You'll see these cars wide open against the bank. You'll see them against the bank wide open. You'll see these guys sliding, burning through tires. That's Mr. Chad Campbell, as you see, coming down the straightaway right now, followed by Jonathan Nairn, Mr. Nick Abbott, and Nathan McDuffie. What you'll see is these cars will go two at a time. The lead car will run the lead lap. He will set the tone for the chase driver behind him. His job is to put the car where he needs to on the walls, on the track. They'll run the bank, and they're going to come down the straight right here, and they'll dip low over the start-finish line and rub their rear bumpers along where you see this gate opening. The chase driver has to follow every move, mimic every move that the lead driver does. It's basically controlled chaos. Now, if you'll look over here in turn 4 as we speak, we have your hometown man, Mr. Chad Campbell in the Corvette, and Nick Abbott in the 240. Darian sends them off the line. They're rowing first. They're rowing second. They're flicking into the bank. Chad Campbell giving a great lead run. Mr. Nick Abbott and Chase following him around the back stretch. They're getting ready to enter turn 3 as they flick back up onto the bank, and they run that line. Mr. Nick Abbott, he closes the gap as they come down the front stretch. Here comes the flick, and they shut it down. How was that, South Boston Speedway? Let them hear it. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. Make some noise. Next up, you'll have Mr. Jonathan Nairn in this Ford Mustang with Mr. Nathan McDuffie in a Nissan Z, 350Z. Getting lined up. As you can watch, Darian's checking each driver. Arms up, arms down. Here they go. Down the front stretch. First gear, second gear, see him as he pulls the handbrake. Sometimes it'll throw sparks out of the rear tires. These cars have handbrakes set up on them, so when you push the clutch in, it locks the rear tires with the handbrake. Give it up for Mr. Jonathan Nairn and Nathan McDuffie, ladies and gentlemen. If you all are interested, coming out here October 4th, they are going to start drifting out here October 4th. Tickets are just $10. Yes, $10. You can come out here. You can tailgate on the backstretch. Let's check this right out by Mr. Nick Abbott. As they run the bank real hard. Chad Campbell needs to close that gap. They're coming down the backstretch, coming into turn 3 and 4. Let's see how they come out here. Mr. Nick Abbott in the lead, running the wall, ladies and gentlemen. Let him hear it. We got a fire. Ladies and gentlemen, let them hear it. Mr. Nick Abbott and Chad Campbell. Man, y'all get me worked up out here. I'm working up a sweat. My name's Todd Cooper. I commentate for a drift series called Catch My Drift. You can catch that on YouTube. Darren sends them. Mr. Nathan McDuffie in the lead, Jonathan Nairn and Chase. They flick up on the bank. Some of these cars have upwards of 500 horsepower. Some of them as low as 300. You can take any kind of rear-wheel drive car more than likely and do this yourself. What a show. Mr. Jonathan Nairn, ladies and gentlemen, in the Mustang, and Nathan McDuffie in your Nissan 350Z. Give it up, South Boston! These cars all are rear-wheel drive, obviously. They have a handbrake. You pull when you put the clutch in and it locks the rear tires. Give it up for Chad Campbell and Nick Abbott, ladies and gentlemen, running the bank. Coming down the backstretch, wide open in probably what is 4th gear. You'll see them run 3 and 4 here. Let's see how they come around. Absolutely on the wall, on the pipe, on the loud pedal. Slinging it down the front stretch. Absolutely shredding tires. There are tire fragments flying everywhere down this front stretch here, ladies and gentlemen. You can come out here October 4th and get rides with these people. It will be a great time. You can tailgate, you can hang out. The drifting community is amazing. Everybody is open and welcome. Just a few things that are needed on a drift car, I think, in my opinion. You need a seat. That way you can sit still in the car. A handbrake to lock the rear tires up. A good steering wheel. Just a preference. Let's see what these guys are getting into down here. Let's see who's lining back up. We got Darian arms up, arms down. Here they go. Mr. Jonathan Nairn leading, and Mr. Nathan McDuffie in chase. Jonathan Nairn comes across the start-finish line, flicks it into the bank, running the wall. Mr. Nathan McDuffie chasing them down the backstretch. They're coming out of 2. Coming down out of 3 and 4. You can hear him just clutch kicking the car, trying to get the last few laps out of those rear tires. Give it up for Mr. Jonathan Nairn in the Ford Mustang, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, October 4th, you can come out here and watch a lot more of these cars. You can come out here and you can get rides with these people. Kids are free. Kids 12 and under are free. Check that. It is a great time, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you. Drifting is a great thing. I've been doing it myself almost a decade. And here comes your driver, South Boston Speedway. Give a round of applause for Nathan McDuffie. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. South Boston, put your hands together for Nathan McDuffie, Mr. Nick Abbott in the red 240, and your hometown guy, Mr. Chad Campbell. Chad, man, that was a great experience. I'll tell you what, the first time drifting out here, what do you think about the track? How is it?
Oh, man, it's fast. That's fun. Usually we're like first, second gear in a parking lot somewhere, and being able to rip on a bank like this is amazing in front of a great crowd. What do you think, South Boston?
Absolutely, that's awesome. As you can tell, Mr. Chad Campbell drives a Corvette, a fairly not stock Corvette. Tell me a little bit about the car, Chad.
Yeah, it's a basic LS with a heads cam and then all safety gear. So I try to keep it reliable, but maybe we'll throw NOS on it sometime, Let's do some nitrous.
A little giggle gas. You never go wrong with a little giggle gas. What is your favorite part about drifting?
Fun. It's always fun. Even when you have car trouble, it's always getting out there with your buddies and jamming out in your car. It's one of the funnest sports I've ever been a part of.
That's awesome. Go ahead and shout out some of the guys on your car. I see you got plenty of sponsors here. Give your people a shout out here.
Absolutely. First off, we got Ronnie's Auto Body. You guys know them from here in South Boston. They painted this beautiful Miami blue. So if you guys need any paint work, hit them up. Otherwise, I got S-Comp tires, FDF angle, Cosmos racing wheels. I got Mako tools on there. I can't forget my buddy J Speed Performance. He does all the tuning and a lot of the mechanical work. If I'm forgetting somebody, I'm sorry, but this car has been great so far, and all these sponsors help with that. It wouldn't be possible without them.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's always good to shout out your people. Give us a little bit of details about the October 4th event that you got going on out here.
Oh, yeah. So if you guys like that, come out October 4th. It'll be an entire day of drifting. So the infield will be clear, and we'll be using a little bit of the bank, the pit road, and then the infield. So you can grab a seat, grab a tailgate spot, and come out and enjoy some cars ripping around. There'll be anywhere from 20 to 30 cars here, different builds, different horsepower levels. So it's just a good family-friendly, fun time to come out.
That's awesome, Chad, and I appreciate it. And South Boston Speedway, give it up one more time for your hometown man, Mr. Chad Campbell. Like you said, come out October 4th and check these guys out again. Give one more round of applause for Mr. Jonathan Aaron in the Ford Mustang, Mr. Nick Abbott in the red 240 SX, Mr. Chad Campbell in the C5 Corvette, and Mr. Nathan McDuffie in the 350Z. South Boston, let me hear it!
Don't go across yet. They're still going to burn.
I know these guys love to put on a show. And now if y'all give a little bit of a round of applause, I'm sure they'll do a nice big nasty burnout going down the front stretch for y'all. Here they go, ladies and gentlemen. Give them one more round of applause. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Jonathan Aaron absolutely burning it down on the front stretch for South Boston Speedway. Let all these guys hear it one more time. South Boston Speedway, give it up! Woo!
Back there.
Okay.
Making sure that the safety truck is
All right, South Boston Speedway, my name's Todd Cooper, and it's been a pleasure being out here with you all. I'm going to give it back to your race day track staff. Here is Mr. Scott.
Todd, that was amazing. If you were excited about that, come back out October 4th because they will be back. They will be ready. Todd, that was quite an exhibition, and I feel like a kid in a candy store.
It always gets the heart rate up for sure. And like I said, if y'all come out here and get a ride in one of these cars, it makes it even better. It's like being on a roller coaster that you don't know what it's going to do. And I passionately ask everyone to come out October 4th. Kids 12 and under are free, $10 a ticket. Come out here. Camp on, or not camp, but tailgate on the backstretch. Hang out with these guys. Come up and talk to them, give them a ride. We're all nice. We're all good people.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Todd Cooper. I mean, what an exciting event that will be up on October 4th. It's going to be great. We're ready to get the command over here. I've got son of Colin Drzowski, the president of Sentara Health, and I've got Josh and Alex helping Daniel do the command. Boys, take it away.
Let's do it. On behalf of Sentara Health Plans, drivers, start your engines!
Well, on an evening that has had some incredible sounds, we get another great sound as we hear the command from the Sentara Health race team, and then we get the Southern Ground Pounders that roar to life. Kyle Haney back on the headset there. Wow. Big thank you to our man Todd Cooper from the Sobo Drifts crew. He's down there talking to some fans right now. Sobo Drifts is back on October the 4th. Visit our website for more details at southbostonspeedway.com. The drifting crew put on an incredible show. Scott Shive has sprinted his way back up into the press box, and we are ready now, just about, for Sentara Health Race Night at South Boston Speedway. 6 races, 275 green flag laps. We do not count cautions here at South Boston Speedway, and we will have an incredible night of racing for you again, and we get closer and closer to championship night. That is 2 weeks from now. So our 4 regular divisions are going to crown champs in 2 weeks. This is an important step to that. This is an important night for a lot of different drivers throughout our 4 fields. But we'll hold that discussion and that dialogue for just a bit, Scott. Let's upload some information on the Southern Ground Pounders. They don't take a backseat to anybody. The drifting was awesome.
Oh, my gosh.
But these Ground Pounders, they don't take a backseat to anybody as they're getting ready to do their thing for us here on Sentara Health Race Night. Ground Pounders were here earlier this season. It was Kevin Flores and Shane Lockhart that got the wins. They are back in the field tonight. And you've got 2 divisions going at once here in the Ground Pounders with the Modified division and the Sportsman division. We'll give you all the need-to-knows, but once again, we thank you for joining us here on Sentara Health Race Night. A little bit of a late start, but I think it was worth the wait, as always, here at Sobo, Scott.
Man, I mean, that was exhilarating. I said it. I feel like a little kid. My grin smiling up there. I mean, that was cool. And these Southern Ground Pounders, they are really cool. And they have been here before. They've made noise here before, and they're ready to make noise here tonight. Kevin Flores trying to go back-to-back in the Sportsman division.
Not easy to do. And again, these are not just museum pieces. These guys and gals, they race hard. They want to get wins. This, I believe, is going to be race number 12 for them this season. It's a pretty good schedule for the Southern Ground Pounders Vintage Racing Club. They formed as the Virginia Old Timers Vintage Racing Club back in 1995. They always put on a great show. Their last race this season was at Caraway on August the 2nd. That was Steve Mendenhall and Bob Wallace getting wins in that one. Not every driver will compete in every single race, but, you know, we get to know a lot of these names like Kevin Flores. Barry Dalton is another one from nearby Danville, Virginia. He's won here, and he said, I really like to win at South Boston Speedway since it is close to my hometown of Danville. And all these drivers in this Ground Pounder group here, they really they really talk about, we love coming to South Boston. It's kind of our Daytona 500 in a way. No disrespect to the other tracks, but that's a place where every guy and gal in the ground pounders wants to win at SoBo.
Well, it's really cool. You got drivers of various different ages out here, all the way down to 27 years of age and all the way upwards of 70 and 80 years old. And it's really cool doing you to join something like this, and you still get to race in this league of drivers who just love racing. They just want to come out, they just want to race, and they race all across here on the East Coast. And their second trip to South Boston Speedway will be an exciting one. 95, Shane Lockhart. He looked slow for a second there. I was worried. I was worried he was having a problem because he's trying to go back-to-back as well in the modified division.
Not the Shane Lockhart we know and love. A little bit more on the different divisions. The Sportsman cars will be American-made sedan-style race cars from 1929 all the way up to 1979. So we're talking steel and aluminum bumpers. They've got some other little rule packages that apply there. No offset chassis, and you've got a minimum race weight. Modified are open wheel, and you can have a Cavalier or other body up until 1992. And they've got some limitations there, but usually I think most of our race fans can tell the difference between the modified and the Sportsman, but we'll try to break it down for you a little bit more if we need to. It's time to go racing again here on Sentara Health Race Night. The gutter works, green flag flying again at South Boston Speedway.
What a start for Kevin Flores, the 60 down on the bottom, stacking up the entire rest of the field. Kevin Flores is already out by over a second.
Kevin Flores has got an entire racetrack to himself here. He crosses the start-finish line as the leader, the overall leader.
A little bit of wheel bang in there.
Yeah, they split
big crash. The 63 hard into the outside wall, and caution is going to wave on lap number 2 with the Southern Ground Pounders as the 63 hard into the outside wall of turn 1.
Man, they split the number 90 of Preston Clark, but that wasn't where the issue came. Look at the 63 wheel turn completely out there for Chris Hicks. Another guy from Midlothian, Virginia, like our great producer, Paul Burnham. That's a 66 Chevy Chevelle for Chris Hicks, and unfortunately he has sustained some damage. And it says he's from Midlothian, but on the back he had the horse pasture VA address on there. That's in Patrick County, Virginia. There's your geography lesson for the evening, Scott.
Thank you. I loved geography when I was in 7th grade.
You can give me the racing lessons as we go on. Let's watch that 63. Black
there was
63.
That wheel banging.
Yeah, coming out of turn 4 there, across the start-finish line. Okay.
It was a move from the 5, and that was Dennis Werner who moved, and the 63 had to check up, jump to the right a little bit, and there was the wall.
Well, and this is back to what I said in the opening, or at least when they were taking their parade laps, the Southern Ground Pounders. They race. They race.
Oh, yeah.
Some people think, they just kind of putter around.
Switch winners, things like that.
They race, they race hard. And, they all kind of root for each other and pit together and work together. But that's one where you got a feeling there might be a word or two shared after the race is over, just about, hey, man, what happened there? What'd you see? Those kinds of things, which I think is part of the racing conversation always anyway. Don't you?
Oh, yeah, always. I mean, there's always going to be something happening on track. Drivers normally wanting to have words of some sort of the matter, and the 63 of Chris Hicks will not be happy about that one. That's going to be a lot of repair. Luckily, they're coming towards the end of their season here this year. We'll have plenty of time in the offseason to get back ready for it in 2026. That time is upon us.
It is. It feels weird to say
It'll be our
that, but
69th
you're right.
season of racing at South Boston Speedway. We're still in number 68.
And we are in number 68. This has been racing heaven since 1957 at South Boston Speedway. And again, with these cars, it feels like a time machine. You can think about the old days and how these cars rumbled at South Boston Speedway for many, many years. Go back to these ground pounders for a second. Their next race isn't until September 20th, so that could be good news for Preston Clark as far as those repairs like you mentioned. Well, let's say who didn't want to see the caution early, Kevin Flores.
I knew we were going to mention it.
We have to.
It was probably a second and a half that he was out by the lead because of the stack up from the 60.
It'll be a single file restart here for the Southern Ground Pounders as Kevin Flores gets into the Empower Broadband restart zone for the first time tonight on Sentara Health Race Night. He's off again. Wow, maybe the caution didn't bother him much. Flores, great drive on the restart in the single file style.
Well, and that was the first caution for the Southern Ground Pounders here at South Boston Speedway this season. They ran flag to flag when they were here back in the month of April. They will not run flag to flag today as we had that early caution. Right now, leading the Sportsman division is the one of Kevin Flores. Running in first in the Modified division is the two of Steve Mendenhall.
Great job to keep an eye on Steve Mendenhall. He was the winner last time out at Caraway.
Here comes Lockhart, though.
Steve Mendenhall has won a race here at South Boston Speedway, too, by the way. I believe that was in 2024. And, yeah, good driving there from Lockhart. Can I go back to Kevin Flores for a second? Let me tell you the division.
Well, the battle's on right now for the Modifieds, though.
Well, I like it then. Let's go to the battle for the Modifieds.
Shane Lockhart,
he's
the one looking to go back-to-back. The two of Steve Mendenhall on the outside. You've said it before. That's the Hurt 2 Cents car, and the Hurt 2 Cents car trying to make a name, trying to get another victory here at South Boston Speedway. It'd be the first victory of the season at South Boston Speedway for the two of Steve Mendenhall. But Shane Lockhart giving him a hard time on the bottom.
Let me tell you about the cars here. The number 2, Steve Mendenhall, it's a 67 Chevy Camaro. For Shane Lockhart, it's a 68 Chevy Camaro. So there shouldn't be much of a difference there. Obviously, the paint schemes are very different, and those guys are driving it hard. Steve Mendenhall, 68 years young, from Clayton, North Carolina. He has been racing for 56 years.
Wow.
My math says he started at age 12.
Hey, that means I've got some time. But if I want to hop in the seat when I'm not in the booth, that's what we say. Shane Lockhart trying to give him another tough time. And as you say, there are some tough customers, but Stephen Lockhart going to get it done on the bottom. Lockhart to the lead in the Modified division.
Yeah, Steve Mendenhall just could not hold off Shane Lockhart there. Now they're going to zip around some lap traffic. This is a blast watching these cars go, and they really do go. We need to keep our eyes on Kevin Flores. Is anybody in the same zip code as Kevin Flores right now in that Sportsman division?
No, the 3 is the closest car up towards him right now, and that is Lindsey Pond in her 1955 Chevrolet out of Deltaville, Virginia. But I believe that 3 car is about a track and a half back.
Did you say 95 Chevrolet or 55 Chevrolet?
I believe I said 50. Did I? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's fun. It's fun. Kevin Flores is having fun. He's in a 57 Chevy Bel Air there on the left side of your screen. And yeah, right side is Lindsey Pond in that 55 Chevrolet. Well, that's a good-looking ride, too.
It's a battle for third, or battle for second now between Lindsey Pond and the 21 of Josh Roberts in that 1967 Chevy Chevelle.
Yeah, great call by you. And those are the ones that I look at those Sportsmen, you know, and I think the old bootlegger days. Yeah, that's where you'd run your liquor and those kinds of things in there. Now, I don't know if we're now allowed to talk about that on VSP Heat night, but it's Sentara Health race night, but we do have our Virginia State Police Heat program here. Help eliminate auto theft, and you can visit heatreward.com to learn more about how you can do that. Look at this. Look at Flores.
It's a battle for the lead
Yes, the overall lead. Yeah,
they're both leading, but only one of them is truly leading.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Shane Lockhart, the 68 Chevy Camaro. It's the Modified, so conventional wisdom would say those should be faster than the Sportsman. And you saw it right there as Shane Lockhart's going to zip right by Kevin Flores for that overall lead. But we'll see how close Flores can stay. They're running out of laps here. They started with 25. No transponders on the ground pounders this time, so we don't get to see the times or anything like that. Looks like 15 laps in the book, so we should have 10 more to go, or maybe 9 the next time Shane Lockhart crosses the start-finish line.
Movement within the Sportsman division. The 21 of Josh Roberts has taken second place away from the 3 of Lindsey Pond, and I believe running in second in the Modified division is still the 2 of Steve Mendenhall with that 1967 Chevy Camaro, coming all the way from Clayton, North Carolina, but I don't think anyone can truly match the speed of Shane Lockhart.
Yeah, he's got a great piece out there. And he did win here earlier this season. And in fact, Kevin Flores did as well. So we would kind of call that a sweep. If they win both races here at South Boston Speedway, there's no kind of. I mean, that is a sweep.
That is
for those
in fact
guys.
a sweep.
If they can finish it off, there's still some work to do here for Shane Lockhart as he's going to get around the number 12 of Barry Dalton. Dalton, one of those local-ish guys I was talking about from Danville, Virginia. He has won here before, but another win might have to wait as Shane Lockhart is outclassing the field right now.
I'll run back the 21, the 3 of the Sportsman division running in third. Running in fourth right now is the number 35 of Bobby Wallace in the 1967 Chevelle. It's number 35 out there in the black and gold as we've got another caution. The 07 of Cole Adkins spun in that Chevy Nova in the 77 year of the Nova. The Novas were some great cars.
That's a great looking car. Yes, it is. Atkins
parked in the golden hour. That's a
that's a
you don't
good
want to be
shot.
parked up in like that, but that's a pretty photo. I'm not
It is
gonna
a
lie.
pretty photo. I mean, we know Scott Shive, noted color enthusiast.
Those are some two good colors right there.
Those are great. That is a great look, and you get to see our fans there in the tailgate section. One of the very special
packed out
things.
tailgate section.
Yeah, it's one of the great things about South Boston Speedway. You go to that tailgate section, pull right up next to the racetrack, and you can yell at Cole Atkins as he rolls away. Atkins is another local guy, Keeling, Virginia. Same hometown as our friends, the Milums. We're going to get to see Landon Milam lead off the field in the Dollar General Sportsman. Dollar General Sportsman? I'm inventing
Is that a new
divisions now.
division?
Could be. Dollar General
Wonder what
Hornets
that would look like.
division. I'm sorry. It's a fun night, but apparently I'm not warmed up yet.
No.
The Dollar General Hornets division will be rolling off later, led by Landon Milam, who you had a great conversation with in our pre-race ceremonies. That was fun. Ooh, can we go back to the drifting for just a minute? Well, I know you're going to be here on October 4th. October 4th.
That'd be the idea
for Sobo Drifts. We've had them here before, and this year it's going to be the format's going to be a little bit different. So you'll want to check out SouthBostonSpeedway.com for all the information. And all right, what we think it'll be Shane Lockhart leading the modified division on this restart, and Kevin Flores should still be in front and in charge for the Sportsman division. It's the Southern Ground Pounders Vintage Racing Club. It's night one for us, or race one here on Sentara Health Race Night.
Well, while we've got them all stacked up, let's do our best to go through the running order right now. The 95 of Shane Lockhart leads. Then it is the 2 of Steve Mendenhall running in second. In third, it is the 5 of Dennis Warner in that 1966 Ford Mustang. And then I believe running in fourth of all 4 cars in the modifieds, it's the 12 of Barry Dalton. Then for the Sportsmans, it is the number 1 of Kevin Flores. Then back behind that, it is the 21 of Josh Roberts. Then it's the 3. It is Lindsey Pond running in third position. Jumping on back through the field, Bobby Wallace runs in fourth position in that 1967 Chevy Chevelle, and that 07 of Cole Atkins, the Chevy Nova, runs in fifth. And final for the Sportsman's is the 51 of James Turner in the Mercury Comet, that 51.
That's fun.
My dad drove a Mercury, a new Mercury, not an old Mercury. He drove an old Trans Am, but not an old Mercury.
Single file restart again through the Empower Broadband restart zone. It'll be Shane Lockhart leading the field. He's already out of turn 2 and in good shape, hitting the back straightaway full speed at South Boston Speedway. Here's a look at that battle for first in the Sportsman division. Kevin Flores, number 1. Steve Mendenhall in the number 2. Beg your pardon, Mendenhall is a modified, but hey, every spot counts, right? Every spot counts. You want to get closer and closer to the front.
Every position matters as we'll come to 4 laps remaining for Shane Lockhart and Kevin Flores. Is there enough time for the 2 of Steve Mendenhall to get around Flores and battle for the modified division win with Shane Lockhart? I don't know if there's enough time. It'll be 3 to go at the stripe for Shane.
I want to give you a fun fact about Steve Mendenhall. 1996 Legends National Champion, Steve Mendenhall. We've got a national champion in the Legends division that will be racing with our late models in TJ DeCare.
There you
later
go.
on. Well, I mean, that's what the great thing about racing is. All these different connections. It's so much fun. Different divisions here at South Boston Speedway. Putting on a show. 1 to go. White flag. 1 to go, Scott.
One more time for Lockhart and Flores. The 2 of Steve Mendenhall was able to get clear of Flores, but not going to be enough. Shane Lockhart going to go back-to-back at South Boston Speedway. Same with Kevin Flores. They sweep the divisions in the Sportsman's and the Modified at South Boston Speedway here in the Southern Ground Pounders Racing Division. Talk about a clean sweep for the 95 and the 1 of Kevin Flores. The Silver Bullet. I don't know if anyone else calls him that, but that's what I call Kevin Flores in that number 1 machine because it always looks good, that Chevy Bel Air. Nothing can compete with the looks, and apparently no other sportsman can compete with the speed. Same could be said about the 95 of Shane Lockhart. So an excellent race, 2 cautions in that race. We saw a clean green run in the first race back in April, but not quite the same here this evening. But it didn't mean that we didn't get treated to an excellent show. Shane Lockhart talking about the modified division and that 68 Chevrolet Camaro. And he's sponsored by Williamsburg Honda and Hyundai, and he is from Chesterfield, Virginia. He's been racing for over 30 years. Other things he's ran throughout his career, he has run in the Craftsman Truck Series, he has run in the Xfinity Series, and as well as many late model stock car races. It goes to show you, even though these drivers are running in these cars that you may say some of them are slow, some of them are fast, Shane Lockhart has run with speed all of his career, starting in the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series and NASCAR National starts. Kevin Flores also a known competitor. He's been around for a long time, 28 years of racing. He's raced in Legends, motocross, as well as offshore boats. He's not just raced on the land, he's raced on the water. He's done modifieds, he's done limiteds, he's done late models, super late models, URA series, baby grands, dirt limits. He's gone asphalt, dirt, water. What else can he race? Anything you can race. He's done ATV and boating. I mean, Kyle, he's done it all.
All right, Scott, we're ready downstairs with Shane Lockhart. Shane, congratulations. It's a sweep for you this year, right? 2 wins at Sobo, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's always good to come to South Boston, you know, and I appreciate all the fans and everything that the racetrack does and this club and everybody that puts this on this show. You know, it's always good to get the W, and you know, I gotta reach out to one of our #1 fans out there, Ruby. This one's for you.
I love that. Thank you so much, Shane. Congratulations. Kevin Flores, it's a sweep for you, my friend. 2 wins at South Boston Speedway this year. Congratulations. It's got to feel pretty good. You almost held off Shane for the overall there, but great drive, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. This is, being honest, this is my favorite track. Great people, great fans. You guys treat us good, and my guys worked their butt off all day fighting the ill-handling race car, but we finally got something to race, and it was wonderful. Had a good time.
Love it. Tell us more about the car real quick.
Older Townsend car, like 25 years old. The real metal 57 Chevrolet body that we actually fabricated and hung ourselves. And David here does all the setup, and we just do what he tells us to do.
Well, you paid attention to those directions. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Kevin Flores, Shane Lockhart, our winners tonight for the Southern Ground Pounders. And Sentara Health Night is underway at South Boston Speedway. We have the Sentara Health late model stock cars coming up, 75 laps, and the points battle is really good in our late model division. We've got Ryan Millington here tonight. He'll lead the field off. It's coming up next. See all the action right here. South Boston Speedway on Flow Racing, Sobo on Flow.
I'm Trevor Ward, and you're watching Sobo on Flow.
What a start. It couldn't have thought of a way to start it better. Lots of smoke with the drift exhibition, and we got lots of smoke, lots of speed with the Southern Ground Pounders, and now it's time for the Sentara Health Late Model Division on Sentara Health Race Night. It's Ryan Millington sitting atop the pole for the first time this season, but he's known to be fast, a Cars Tour winner, and he's competed here as well this season.
Hot shoe from Statesville, North Carolina, and I always go back to the fall Cars Tour race here at South Boston Speedway. Ryan Millington was on the pole in that race, led the first 100 laps in that race, so clearly he has a feel for this track, and this could be the time to maybe get a win for Ryan Millington. We've had so much special stuff going on all night tonight, Scott, on Sentara Health Race Night. We got to learn more about the Sobo Drifts that is coming up in early October, and now we get to talk more about our Virginia State Police HEAT program, Help Eliminate Auto Theft, HEAT, the VSP HEAT program. Visit heatreward.com to learn more. heatreward.com. That's why you're going to see our Virginia State Police vehicles parade around here and lead this late model field around a bit here. Cool to see these things in the flashing lights. This caught me off guard during our Ground Pounders race a bit, Scott, because I saw some lights flashing. I thought it was a caution. No, it was just the state police cars getting ready out there.
They were getting
outside.
ready. They were getting staged,
Yeah.
and they're ready to catch some thieves. And we got some thieves. They're trying to steal away the win.
Ooh, that's good.
Here this evening. We got a few. We've only had 3 different winners of our regular runners here at South Boston Speedway in the Sentara Health Late Model Division, and some drivers who are trying to pick up some extra wins.
Yeah, well, you got to think about Trevor Ward and Peyton Sellers have been the 2 top dogs. I've been saying Goliath and Goliath all year. And then you've had Landon Pembleton, who is currently 14 points down from Peyton Sellers.
And I forgot about Jacob Borst.
Trevor
You can't
Ward is
forget
7.
about Jacob
Can't forget
Borst.
about Jacob Borst, no. And Darren Krantz Jr. won 2 weeks ago. He's kind of a semi-regular
So maybe
in that category.
add my 3 plus 2. Let's do some extra math I didn't do before.
Listen, if you called out all my mistakes in that Ground Pounders race, you'd still be reading the
come
list
on.
right now. Hey, can we get a quick shout out to also the Virginia State Police folks? Big time shout out there. But we've got a lot of special guests here tonight. The folks from Sentara Health are in Suite 3. We'll say hello to all of our Sentara employees, their friends and families. We'll say hello to the Bruce Anderson crew in Suite 2. Beside us here, the Bruce Anderson team is with us, and Bruce is racing tonight. More on that when we set our lineup. And we'll say hi to our Dollar General team that is in Suite 4, the VIP suite in Turn 1. Of course, we'll see our Dollar General Hornets a bit later on tonight. It's all part of Sentara Health Race Night and what has turned into a very, very busy night. I don't know, Scott, what do you want to talk about? Points for the late models here?
Let's do it. I mean, the points between these two are very close. It is so close between the top 3 with Peyton Sellers, Trevor Ward, as well as Landon Pembleton. We got a graphic because Paul is the man. He is the man, the myth, the legend, and he is here. Look at that. I mean, that's beautiful. 422 points for Peyton Sellers. Over 500 laps led this season. He's doubled what he has last season. He's also picked up 6 wins this year. Only 3 times in his 20-plus years of racing has he won 6 or more races, 2005, 2019, and 2021.
He won his first track championship and national title in 2005. It's 20 years ago. 20 years ago, and he's still going strong. Peyton Sellers.
Aging like fine wine.
He is. He is going for track title number 8 this season. And he'll be the first to tell you, look, it's not done yet. We've got work to do, et cetera, et cetera. He always says the right things, and he believes those things, too. He's not just saying it because it's cliche. He knows how hard it is to win even one race at South Boston Speedway, and he's won 64. He's won 7 track titles, going for 8 this year. That would break a tie Right now, he is in a tie for most track championships with the legendary David Blankenship, who also won 7 titles. Trevor Ward, you had a great conversation with Trevor Ward earlier today. Sounded like he was pretty realistic about his chances.
Yeah, he said he kind of calculated out if he won all 3 of the next races and Peyton finished second in all 3 of those as well, he would lose the championship by 1 point. But he did say if he won just one of the races and Peyton finished out 4th or worst, that he would be able to take it. And I talked to Peyton as well about his optimism, and he said, I'm blessed to be in this position. That I feel like right now that Ward is kind of in a pinch. He's in a more pressure-filled position because he has to go out there and beat Sellers.
And Peyton Sellers has been in that position before. He was chasing Carter Langley a couple years ago. Peyton Sellers was chasing Lane Riggs in 2022. So yeah, Peyton Sellers knows it's nice to have somebody chase him for a change.
Yes.
He's been in both positions as well.
He's been in both, and let's not forget the 0 of Landon Pembleton. A great season this year. His last full-time season in 2022, he finished 5th in the points with only 6 top 5s and 12 top 10s in 15 starts. He has more than bettered that this season with a pole, 11 top 5s, 14 top 10s, and 143 laps led. There's a reason that Landon Pembleton is 3rd and just 14 points out of the championship battle, because anything could happen. Peyton Sellers has had a few finishes, 3 finishes this year outside of the top 10 where he's been involved in big incidents. And so I was talking to Trevor, and he was a little bit down about it. I think he's ready to hop in and ready to go, and of course he's going to give it all he's got. But you never know. I told him you never know what can happen. You know this game. You've raced in late models for over 10 years. He's a Valley Star Credit Union 300 winner. He knows the game.
He knows the game. Won a Triple Crown championship that year as well. Have we talked much about Landon Pembleton? He's sort of the 3rd man in there. He's 14 points down in that points race.
We were just talking about.
Yeah, and I think Pembleton's a guy, he's very realistic. Trevor Ward, very realistic. All these drivers in our field are realistic, right?
And Pembleton has changed up the car. This was the car from the Thunder Road Harley-Davidson 200 that you saw explode into a ball of flames. Well, it's here and ready to go.
Well, a lot of hard work. You said the engine is basically brand new, and they had to put a couple new coats of paint on it. That's not exactly how it works anymore, but that's what they did. And, can we go back to Jacob Borst here? He's going to start 5th. He's a race winner this season. How about the 55 Mark Wirtz? He was Mr. Zigzag 2 weeks ago, passing everybody in race number 1. This is race number 1 for our late models tonight on Sentara Health Race Night. Twin 75s and Ryan Millington up front in just his 2nd race with us this season. They'll get the Gutterworks green flag. It's rip and run time again at South Boston Speedway.
18 healthy late models take the field. Which ones will take the checkered? We hope it's all of them, but they race out wheel to wheel. Ward to the inside of Millington. Millington said he was going to rip the high side. He was going to take it on the start and take it all the way. Landon Pembleton bottoming out there, running for 4th on the outside of Peyton Sellers, but Millington still trying to clear for the lead.
Had a little 3 wide there between Mark Wirtz, Blake Stallings, and Andrew Grady in the red number 1. Right now, Ryan Millington is in front. Trevor Ward in 2nd, trying to gain some ground. And then it's Landon Pembleton in 4th, just getting the front wheel to basically the door of Peyton Sellers. Pembleton's got some speed. Let's see if it's enough at some point to maybe overtake Peyton Sellers for 3rd. There's great action really further back in the field. I mean, 6 through about 12 right now is stuck together in a gaggle with drivers that are really getting after it, including Bruce Anderson, making just his 2nd start with us this season at South Boston Speedway. There's a lot going on. We haven't talked about Mason Bailey yet. He's back for the first time since the Thunder Road Harley-Davidson 200. Bailey was a guy that last ran full-time here in 2022 at South Boston.
Bit of a gap from 6th place back to 7th. Blake Stallings got caught in that little gaggle of cars back out of the 7th position as we've got some battles all throughout the track, and it looked like 3 wide for a moment as Thomas Scott had to check up. Bruce Anderson jumping to the inside of the 1 of Andrew Grady. So still movement throughout the field and a little bit of chaos, a little bit of action as Ryan Millington leads them away, and Peyton Sellers ripping the top side trying to move to 2nd.
TJ DeCare
Look at him go.
in 5th right now, trying to fight off Jacob Borst, who's charging hard in that white and blue number 25. TJ DeCare, a young driver from Land Lakes, Florida. He's a former Legends national champion. He won 22 Legends races in a year. I think I'm getting that number right. It might actually be higher than that.
I think it was higher, you said.
TJ DeCare is getting some support from Kyle Dudley this week. Dudley did say, hey, it's crew chief by committee. I'm not going to call myself the actual crew chief. There's Bruce Anderson. Look at that 4-pack right there. 2x2. Bruce is going to squeeze in front of Mark Wirtz. Good move right there by Bruce Anderson.
Well, and we're seeing what we saw from Wirtz in the first Twin 75 races 2 weeks ago. He's falling back. He started in 7th. Now he's back to 10th. Maybe now he's back in 11th after Thomas Scott gets the jump on him, as well as the one of Andrew Grady. Is that car a long-run car? Not the greatest jump off the start, not the greatest speed off of the get-go, but will he continue to move through the field maybe later on? We're only 10 laps